are listening to Realm of the Mist podcast with your host, Chris Stoller, presented by Realm of the Mist Entertainment. That's right, folks. Welcome to Realm of the Mist podcast. I am Chris Stoller, and with me is my co-host, Venus.
Hello.
And as you can see, she's thrilled to be here, yet I'm the one that's been homesick all day. But this one's going to be a pretty short one, guys. There's no real entertainment value to this. This one is going to be a straight rant show because of the goings-on that have been happening within the YouTube community, thanks to a whiny little bitch at Vox Video who had an issue with a conservative comedian commentator, Steven Crowder. And to get the long and the short, Steven Crowder has made a habit in his podcast show of doing videos debunking the leftist propaganda that Vox Video, and particularly this Carlos Manza, I believe the guy's name is, has been spewing on their channels. And he disputes it with facts. Well, Carlos has taken complete offense to it and screamed for YouTube to not only demonetize, but remove Steven Crowder from YouTube. YouTube had decided that they combed through Steven Crowder's material and found nothing that violated the terms of service and did not remove his channel. To which Manza had decided to run a whole entire campaign gathering around a whole bunch of other content creators to blast YouTube for not being an ally or friend to the gay community or the minority communities, because Carlos Manza is Mexican and gay. And in turn has created this whole entire shitstorm now where YouTube is changing their terms of services and going to attack those that do not fit their safety guidelines, which I'm sure Venus can go into a lot more detail with, which means even people like us are going to be demonetized or removed because of the fact that I won't play the liberal bullshit that they want to play. Venus, you've been reading up on it. Can you tell a little more what the terms of services they're trying to force?
Yeah, actually from this article that I have up right now from independent.co.uk, they're banning supremacist, conspiracy theorist, and other harmful accounts. So this actually gets pretty funny because they're banning such as those promoting Nazi ideology. So, can they even clarify what Nazi ideology is? Like,
I mean, outside of the standard of somebody who actually believes in the what Hitler did in World War II and the rise of the Third Reich and the Aryan race. Besides that type of Nazi, yeah, please define what Nazi is, because nowadays it's thrown around like, water.
If you're white, you're a Nazi. Like, yeah. That's how pretty fucking bag it is. You're white, you're a Nazi, you better apologize for being white. Like, please, come on. Here's the one of the best ones, is that claiming 9/11 did not happen. Let me make this fucking clear as fucking shit. We all know 9/11 did happen. How it happened is a different story, though. And I think we're doing the Tinfoil Hat Society later, so we have a double whammy podcast. We're going to talk a bit more about that. Supremacist content, blah, blah, blah. Hate speech policy, specifically prohibiting videos alleging that a group is superior in order to justify discrimination, segregation, exclusion based on qualities like age, gender, race, caste, religion, sexual orientation, or veteran status. So Gillette should be banned from fucking YouTube.
I'm thinking last night's It Had to Be Said will probably get banned because we tore into pedophiles.
Yeah, because of their sexual orientation. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, but I don't give a fucking flying fuck. Pedophiles are bad, okay? This is not even up for dispute. Anyone that harms a young child, an elderly person, or an animal is a piece of fucking shit. So we will begin enforcing this update policy today. However, it will take time for our system to fully ramp up, and we'll be gradually expanding coverage over the next several months.
I heard something.
It did not get.
I heard something about like the only people that are going to be like pretty much exempt from this are the quote unquote, and I'm doing air quotations here, major news, I guess content creators, i.e. somebody like Vox who has NBC as a fucking financial backer. There's one you can't figure out. They'll be exempted so they could spew their left-wing propaganda with no basis of fact whatsoever. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But somebody like us, with a whole 115 subscribers and a plethora of content. It's not all political. It's not all right-wing, things, but we try to be as factual as we can when we step into those zones. Somebody like us is going to get tagged for hate speech and for Nazism or whatever the case may be, even though we have a pretty diverse group here at Realm of the Mist. We have men, we have women, we used to have a transgender person, we have Puerto Ricans and, Hispanic descents, we have African Americans. We are a diverse company, but I'm sure we'll get blasted because we lean a little too far right. For the most part.
That's pretty. Well, that's pretty funny though. Like we've got our views. We have. Look at Eric. Eric is fucking liberal as fuck.
As far as I understand it, so is Anthony.
Yeah, so I mean, and we get along great. We can actually work together. Now, imagine if we were like all you fucking shitheads in the fucking world that are like, oh, I'm liberal, so I can't be friends with a conservative. Well, then maybe, maybe it would be prejudice. But no, obviously not. We have Anthony on the show, quite a lot. We have Eric who joins us, sometimes on Realm of the Mist, who's still liberal. We don't fight about shit. We talk about shit. If you don't like what we're saying, don't fucking listen.
Well, look, you said it last night. With anybody who disagrees with our points of view, fight me. It's not an invitation to put on a pair of boxing gloves and go to town. It's an invitation to debate. We want and encourage differences of opinions and points of view. We want you to come on. We invite you to come on and tell us why you think we're wrong or why your point of view is different than ours. We're not going to blast you for having that. What we do blast is idiots like this asshole on Vox who turns around and throws a temper tantrum and destroys some people's livelihoods, not us. We got 115 subscribers. But some people make a living off of YouTube, and they're going to get demonetized because his feelings got hurt.
Oh, come on, grow a fucking pair, okay? Really. You don't like it. Again, if you don't like what we say on this show, we're here. You can join our calls anytime. We have no problem chatting about shit with you and hearing your fucking difference of opinion. Absolutely no problem. Still welcome. And even when YouTube does take us down, and I'm so prepared for that, then we still have Anchor, we still have iTunes.
Oh yeah, we got Anchor, we got iTunes, we got Spotify, we got Google Play, we got fucking Patreon. Come over to the Patreon support. I will release every goddamn video on Patreon and still keep only the support Patreon videos exclusively for supporters. I'll make everything else free on Patreon. You just go see us over there. I don't fucking care. You're not silencing me with your bullshit.
No, other YouTubers should probably do the same, the ones with the altruistic supremacist views. But anyways, it did not give any specific examples of accounts that would be removed. It only noted that some of the accounts are useful to researchers, blah, 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 blah. They're discussing a pending legislation aimed to condemn or expose hate or provide analysis of current events. So you can't even talk about what's currently happening? You're not allowed to give your opinion on what's happening?
Again, that's another reason why we'll get shut down or at least demonetized, even though we don't make any money yet anyway because we don't have enough subscribers. But You gotta have have 1,000 watch hours and like 1,000 subscribers or some ridiculous number like that to even start getting ads placed on your videos, right? So we don't make money. We do this because we love doing this, But the fact of the matter is that there are people out there who have the numbers that have worked hard on their channels and their content for that. And I'm not saying every single one of them isn't guilty of this in some way, shape, or form. There's some out there that probably are, but more than often than not, you're not going to see people being taken down like, say, Alex Jones, who is a little nuts. What you're going to see is these people are going to lose their monetization. They're going to lose the money they were making, their livelihoods. They made a career out of this. They made a job out of this. Power to them for doing that, and they're going to lose that again because some asshole got his feelings hurt.
Oh, so this even gets even better because it will also alter its algorithm in an attempt to stop certain kinds of misleading and harmful videos, such as those promoting fake miracle cures. So, I think of that, and all I think is Jesus Christ, I can't even think of I'm half asleep. Like natural medicines and stuff like that. Like, oh wow, you're not allowed to take like barley for cold or something anymore. They're not going to show you videos of that.
Well, what about shit? What about shit like fucking Gwyneth Paltrow was promoting for the longest time? Shit like fucking steaming your vagina and shoving crystals up there and shit for health.
But that's a part of the feminist movement, so they're not going to attack women.
But doesn't that fall under the guidelines of quote, again, air quotations? I know it's audio podcast.
Holistic, but, yes.
Of natural medical treatments. Even though I don't think it's really natural to shove a crystal up your coochie.
Well, I guess with the right crystal.
Right.
So you're not, there's also, or the flat earther hoaxers. So, you're not allowed to debate or give your opinion on the flat earth, theory. That's also, seriously, this isn't even hate speech or anything. There's nothing wrong with having a fucking opinion or stating well, I believe that the earth is flat because of this or that or that. That's not even hate speech. What, it goes against what NASA said? Well, fuck NASA. Seriously, NASA's the biggest, such the biggest fucking these guys are high as fuck. Okay, when they come up with their little fantasy fairy tale fucking stories of the universe that they think may exist beyond our universe because they took their grandma's name and named a fake star after it that they're not even sure exists, but they're going to theorize, okay? They're going to theorize that this exists out there. It was named after Great Granny Jane, and Great Granny Jane her birthday was this. So they're going to take her numbers, jam them into a calculator, and say, well, based on our theory, this is what Granny Jane's planet looks like. And people believe this shit. There's no evidence. There's no proof. It's all theory. Theory means that they think it may or may not be there.
So here you go. I pulled up the Twitter of one Carlos Maza. Blue checked, by the way. Okay. And right off the bat, he writes, I write strike through for Vox.com, Marxist pig. Tucker Carlson is a white supremacist. His Instagram is gay wonk. Okay, now understand this. The first tweet pinned on here, at YouTube has decided not to punish Crowder after he spent 2 years harassing me for being gay and Latino. Again, he didn't. I listened to fucking Steven Crowder, and I've watched the debunkings of Vox videos. He doesn't harass him about being gay or Latino. He refers to you as a gay Latino. But, fucking, he's debunking your bullshit because it's bullshit. He brings out facts and shows you statistics and gives you the sources, not only in description, he describes it to you where he got the sources from so you can go research it yourself. He backs up his shit with facts. How is that harassment?
Well, the openness of YouTube's platform has helped creativity and access to information thrive, its blog post concluded. It's our responsibility to protect that and prevent our platform from being used to incite hatred, harassment, discrimination, and violence. So because he's posting facts, which one is he doing? Discriminating against false information?
Mm-hmm.
We are committed to taking the steps needed to live up to this responsibility today, tomorrow, and in the years to come. YouTube, you fucking suck. I'm just gonna say that. The change comes on the same day as the company said it would not remove videos in which one of its stars attacked another user over sexuality. There you go. There's the one you're just talking about now. Using a series of anti-gay slurs. So if you call a man gay, it's anti-gay.
I guess.
What the fuck?
He identifies at it. How is that anti-gay if he identifies as a gay man? And he's blatant about being gay. I've watched his videos. He's blatant about it. So how is that bad? I mean, you know, referring to him as a gay Mexican. He's Mexican and he's gay. Isn't that exactly what the fuck he is? Like here's
no one watch Family Guy.
here's another one that he posted 5 hours ago. So what the fuck? Basically, all political content gets demonetized. Crowder's revenue stream isn't from YouTube ads. It's from selling merch, and socialism is for fag shirts to millions of loyal customers that YouTube continues to drive to his channel for free. First off, the shirt is socialism is for figs, and the where you think is an A is actually a fig leaf. I've looked at the shirt. It's socialism is for figs, you retard. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a little too harsh? Am I going to get demonetized now? I don't give a fuck.
Somebody never took Boy Scouts as a fucking child.
Dude, I'm literally going through his YouTube feed or his Twitter feed, and it's nothing but the problem is Crowder. The problem is Crowder. Crowder this, Crowder. He doesn't even. He's just blasting Crowder, and the fact that he's blasting Crowder, everybody else is going to suffer. It's fucking stupid. He's destroying everybody else's platforms because of his hatred for fucking Steven Crowder, marking him as a tool to blast him. It's sad.
So, this article continues. YouTube has been repeatedly criticized for its relatively lax approach towards various kinds of harmful content, including those on the far right. This criticism became even more prominent in the wake of the Christchurch shooting. Now, can we just ask the question, how staged was this Christchurch shooting to, shut up, conservatives up? Let's make this clear. Trudeau and the Clintons own YouTube. They own the media. They're going to do anything. They fucking hate conservatives and Republicans. You can't even fucking argue that. It's very apparent. Mm-hmm. So when it and other video sites failed to quickly remove videos of the mass murder. By the way, you can find this video if you want. What is it? Oh my god. bestgore.com. They still have it up. Now, I watched this video and I'm like, no wonder why this video is being taken down. For every shooting he does, there's no trajectory, there's no blood stains anywhere. There's no shots in the wall behind people where he's shooting at. And it just makes you question, how staged is this? How much of it is made up? Not even going to lie about that. Go check it out. You can still find it there. Sorry, Best Gore, if you get taken down because of it. But you got some pretty fucked up shit on your site. Just saying. Yeah, just go through it, detail by detail, and be like, wow, shouldn't there be a gunshot, in the wall? Shouldn't there be more blood? And I'm not saying there's not any blood splatter. It's just, for every shot that's being shot, there should be some, and there's not. Well, for every shot.
You're bringing up a very good point. A lot of what the policies that you read are talking about is political point of views and things that hurt feelings, mostly for the SJW snowflakes of the world who don't like having their opinions challenged or their points of view challenged. But what about things like Desmond is awesome? Where you're blatantly sexualizing children. What about things like, for the sake of argument, I know he's an actual TV show host, not YouTube, but, for example, somebody like Trevor Noah, who blatantly calls people white supremacists, makes fun of their accents or ethnicities, and blasts them, but it's okay because he's attacking conservatives, so that's fine. what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Either the blatant thing is that you've got to be clear on these things. What is a Nazi? What do you term as something that is Nazi-like? What do you term as hate speech? You have to be specific in it, because just because I turn around and called fucking Carlos Menza a retard, he may find that to be hate speech, but is it hate speech, or is it me remarking on the way he's acting? Which falls under commentary, which is covered by free speech, asshole.
Well, I guess you're just going to have to abide by the Clintons and Trudeau. The far left of the political agenda that are overtaking all social media platforms. It's fucking ridiculous. They work hand in hand. Obama was in Canada the other day. The Clintons come to Canada. I mean, and it's run by Trudeau, who gave them millions of fucking dollars to the Clintons. And, no one's making these fucking connections here?
Well, all media, including probably YouTube, is controlled under Media Matters, which is a extreme far left company. Their views and values are completely left-wing. And I mean, tip of the wing, left-wing. And it's enough that we get away with what we get away with now just by spewing, and that's what conservatives have been holding on to. This is what we've had, is that we battle it with facts. Now, I'm not talking about the far right. I'm not talking about the ones that are actually Nazis or white supremacists. I'm talking about most normal conservatives who simply are just tired of your bullshit. We want less government. We want our taxes lowered. We want to be left the fuck alone, and we don't want to be preached to of how we're supposed to think or how we're supposed to live. The end. That's the epiphany of being conservative. Let me live my life. The best person who knows how I should be and how I should think and how I should live is me.
And conservatives, not very many conservatives go around telling people how to live. Oh, wow. They protest at abortion clinics. Yeah, guess what? They have every fucking right to protest at abortion clinics. They could stand there all they want. Maybe not on the property, but they could stand on a fucking street corner holding a sign. And you know what? They're fucking more than entitled to do so.
Why is that?
They're not.
Why is that a bad thing? But protesting military funerals. Remember when the fucking that one church was doing that? I forget. It was out in Colorado. I forget who they were, but they were protesting military funerals when people were being brought home from the war and laid to rest at home. They were there calling them fucking killers and everything else. They were demeaning heroes. That was okay, but protesting in an abortion clinic is wrong?
Well, look at the far left owned and paid for Antifa, okay? They could do whatever they want. Antifa fucking went to the Yellow Vest rally in Canada and assaulted a fucking senior citizen who was standing there with a sign saying, "We don't want open borders." No, all of a sudden he's racist and everything. He's a fucking senior. He's paying for these people. He's paying your fucking welfare checks, you fucking Antifa scum. And he's got every right to say, "I don't want my money going elsewhere when Canada and Canadians need this money. And I want to work. I want my job. And I want to keep contributing to taxes and paying everyone's fucking goodwill, fucking services, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I need a job to do that, and I need to take care of, people here first." All of a sudden, he's racist. No, there's people from all over the place, even legal immigrants from other countries that are at these Yellow Vest place. And along comes some 16-year-old or some 18-year-old Antifa child who goes and fucking starts assaulting these people. And there's nothing wrong with Antifa. Antifa can do that. But you can't sit there with a fucking sign and say no to open borders.
Right. That's my point, and that's my point to this terms of service enforcement that YouTube is putting out there. These new policies. You need to be crystal clear on your definitions of everything that you're trying to ban. You need to be letter of the law crystal clear. And you have to enforce it not only on the right, but on everybody. Because I could pull up videos now from the left that would fall under what you claim is hate speech, what you claim is bashing of minorities or whatever the case may be. I could pull those up for you now of lefts that you probably will fucking ignore because, A, they fall under our political point of view. So it's either this policy sticks for all or take your policy and shove it up your ass.
Like, I can see a huge YouTube boycott coming soon. And I'm not even shitting you. Like, people are going to find other platforms. We don't fucking need you, YouTube. We honestly don't. No YouTuber needs you. You don't even pay out or anything. You know, you guys have been being fucking cheap ass for the past fucking couple years now. If somebody didn't meet what you liked, they don't get paid. You've been like fucking lynching people left and right for their videos. So guess what? It's bound to happen sooner or later. Soon you're not going to have a platform. You're going to have, what, 35% of the population who's far left enough to have to actually sit there and watch this stuff besides the music videos once in a while. Hey, you're really losing.
It's fine. If they want to be an echo, if they want to be an echo chamber, let them be an echo chamber. You know what? I'm not smart enough to do it. I'll be the first one to admit I'm not smart enough to do it. I'm lucky I'm able to edit together these videos. Okay, that I'm not the brightest crayon in the Crayola box, but somebody listening out there has the smarts and abilities to create a platform like YouTube for content users that won't play to these fucking stupid guidelines. Create the fucking platform and we will jump.
They have some. I'll send you a few links later. There's the free speech movement. I think their website. Like there's quite a few. They even have apps for it. So YouTube, you are not losing without you. We're really not. And look at all like the YouTube channels and like YouTubers that honestly like we're just starting off. You know, like Realm of the Mist, like what, 150 viewers or 150 subscribers?
Yeah.
Yeah, guess what? YouTube has put no time or effort into any promotion of any of the part of the show. We don't need you again.
No, it's been all us. So that's another reason why, like somebody like myself, I could sit there and say, take your fucking policies and shove it up your ass. You have done nothing for me. For this company in any way, shape, or form. Everything that this company has achieved has been within us. We've gone out and promoted it. We've gone out and created our websites. We've gone out and shared it on every social media. We've gone out and told our friends and family and had them tell their friends and family. Not once have I ever been seen, have I ever seen Realm of the Mist pop up as a suggestion or a feature. Not once. Any of our shows. And we've been on YouTube for 3 years.
There you go. So that's a big suck it to you, YouTube. I guess this is our farewell for now.
Oh, no, I'm still going to go until... I'm going to force them to close this down.
You know what?
I'm going to look into, alternatives like you said, but I'm going to force them to close this down. I'm not walking the fuck away and giving the liberals what they want. Fuck you. Now, our primary purpose and focus is entertainment, not political point of view. We're not political commentators. We're entertainers. That being said, though, you're not going to tell me what I can or cannot talk about.
YouTube's going to get a big...
fucking pay me.
That's a big, fat fist of fuck you, okay?
Look, I said it a long time ago, and I know other people live there with me. If you're not paying me or fucking me, you have no right to say anything about me.
Fucking me, feeding me, or funding me. That's the 3 Fs.
The 3 Fs. There it is right there.
And if not, you get the 4th, which is fuck you.
Exactly. So, like, I agree that there has to be some sort of policing because of hate speech and people who are taking this to the extreme that are going too far on both sides. I absolutely agree with this. But you got to be crystal clear on what it is, and you have to enforce it the right way. If you're just going to play the political game and go after the right and fuck the left because they're fine because you agree with their points of view, you're in the wrong. You're part of the problem, not the solution.
You keep 35% of your viewers. Good on you. It's kind of like, Insta karma. So nobody really gives a shit anyways. But still, fuck you.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, before you start enforcing this policy, you need to tweak it. You need to put out a statement that shows crystal clear what is considered hate speech, what is considered Nazism, what is considered minority bashing, or whatever the case may be. Give us examples. Give us, I'm not saying write down like, well, obviously hate speech is calling somebody the N-word. Well, no, we get that. But separate it from political point of view and let us know what you consider acceptable and non-acceptable speech. Otherwise, you're right. What you gave right now is a blanket statement, which gives you carte blanche to just delete whatever you don't like.
Well, actually, right-wing channels, I'm still reading some of this actually as we go. Right-wing channels also make up a significant part of YouTube's channels and their viewers. Earlier this year, Bloomberg reported that far-right videos were one of the site's most popular categories. So, yeah, they're losing of like a huge percentage of their viewers and a lot of their content.
Well, yeah,
so,
and the sad part is...
really loses.
And the sad part is like, again, using the two examples that started all this, Steven Crowder and Vox Video. Vox, like I said, has multi-million-dollar backings. They are a conglomerate, because of the fact that they have backings from Media Matters. They have backings from NBC networks. They have that money coming to them. And then he wants to bitch, like I read you on the tweet, he wants to bitch about Steven Crowder not getting the money from the videos. He's getting it from merchandise. Yeah, that he paid for. It's his fucking merchandise. He made T-shirts and hats and cups and, created a little club for everybody to join. Good on him. That's an entrepreneur.
And people are not going to stop liking him because he's not on YouTube. Like,
the guy's a stand-up
YouTube, you've
comedian.
done fucked up.
The guy is a stand-up comedian. It's his job to make fun of stupid things. It's his job to make fun of stupid people. If he's making fun of you, fill in the blank.
Yeah. I've got nothing else to say now. I'm just like, wow.
Exactly.
YouTube, you astonish me with how fucking stupid you are.
See, I was gonna let this go. Like when this started a couple days ago, I was originally thinking about doing this Monday. If you remember, I was saying that I wanted to talk about this Monday, but I was like, you know what? No, let it settle. It's gonna get set. It's gonna get figured out, and stuff like that. And instead, it's gotten worse because now it's affecting all YouTube creators, specifically right-wing YouTube creators. Now I've got something to say on it because I know I lean right. I've made no secret that I lean right. So does that mean I'm targeted? In turn, does that mean that my other shows, which belong to Venus, which belong to John, which belong to Anthony, who's liberal, by the way, who belong to Ray and belong to Keith, are they going to lose their shows?
See, and that's pretty funny because it's like, okay, I vote conservative, but like I've got a lot of like liberal mindsets with like, people deserve opportunity and, like not having on the fucking like color, like just being colorblind, and like treating people like human beings and stuff. And if I like, see the movement. Now I'm like I'm like I'm stuttering because I'm like, but the ideologies that they have, like this feminist movement, I don't agree with that. So all of a sudden I'm in the conservative fucking area, and it's still like, okay, well, I'm not going to treat you like a shitty human being, Clearly, because, like, I've got morals not to, which is kind of more liberal. But at the same time, like, feminists are fucking crazy.
Well, see, I'm going to disagree with you in a little point here, and just a little point. But when you turn around and say because you have morals, which is more liberal, the problem is they don't anymore. I mean, look at today. Look at today with the picture that went up of Miley Cyrus licking a cake about abortion is women's health care.
Okay, first off,
that's morals?
First off, can you guys make up your fucking minds? Is it A, a woman's right to her body, or is it B, a right to health care? Because a right to fucking health care everybody has. There's no reason to do this. It honestly should have never been brought up in the courts. Justin Trudeau in Canada is now trying to do the same. So listen here, people. If this stuff goes to the courts, we have politicians who are men. They're like pretty much lawmakers. They write bills and it becomes law. If they decide that they're going to make laws about your body, they take away your right to your body, and they're men. Secondly, we're going to have people that oppose this, like Alabama opposed the New York bill about abortion. Look, if you're not familiar with that, okay, you need to do some catching up, but this is like old news that's been everywhere. This is what it will come to. Okay, do not trust politicians who want to have fucking jurisdiction over your body. It's healthcare. You have a right to healthcare. Do not let them confuse you with it's a woman's choice. A woman has a choice of healthcare.
Well, here's
don't get this confused.
Here's another one for you. Just for the hypocrisy of the left in general, using the abortion as an example, people turning around saying if they overturn Roe v. Wade and if all states make abortions illegal, which not all states are going to make abortions illegal. Let's make that abundantly clear. Even if Roe v. Wade was overturned, which I doubt it will, but even if it was, the worst thing that happens to Roe v. Wade being overturned, it means it takes it out of the hands of the federal government and puts it into the individual municipalities of each individual city or state. Now, Pennsylvania decides they don't want to allow abortions. They don't think they're right. Okay, so Pennsylvania no longer has abortions. That's their policy. But Jersey's fine with it. So is Delaware. Hell, New York is right above. All of which are driving distance, and nobody says you can't leave the state. You want an abortion and you live in Pennsylvania? Take an hour trip.
Why are people letting laws dictate them like this, though? This is what I don't understand. Like, you did have a right. If it was medical, your doctor can overstep and say, look, if you don't get an abortion, you will die. And that was his fault. He's got a PhD. He knows what's best for you medical and health-wise. You're letting some fucking guy who's, like, maybe has a degree in law, who's going to start deciding what's good for you on an individual basis.
But see, part of the argument, and the reason this expanded so much, as you're stating, is that we're not arguing about like a doctor saying if you don't terminate this pregnancy, you will die or the fetus will die. Nobody's arguing that point. What most people are arguing about is the late-term abortion, where any dangers in the pregnancy are already over. Now we're talking, like with New York, where they're talking about, like, you could give birth to the child and they'll just choose not to resuscitate it. That's the issue.
Or, drown it in saline. And, like, you can look up so many things they do to babies, like viable children. Like, you can have a fucking viable child born at, like, 23 weeks, and this child will live. That means it is no longer a parasite, and it's fucking disgusting that you would call a fucking fetus a parasite. Okay, this thing could be grown in a fucking embryo fucking petri dish. It don't need you either.
Right. That's where people, particularly pro-life people, have issue. When it's still a zygote first trimester, maybe even early second trimester, we may not agree with it. But that's the gray area. That you could play with. When you're talking about it's got fingers, toes, heartbeat, lungs, brain activity, is moving and kicking, that is a child. And by that point, if you hadn't decided if you wanted to have that child or not, shame on you. Why should that child be punished for your poor choices? Okay, that's the issue. That's the major issue that most everybody's have. People like the state of Alabama have is the late term abortion, the post-birth abortion that has been gaining grounds with this movement. That's what they're battling against. Nobody's saying that somebody who's 23 weeks pregnant gets an abortion. Nobody's saying that that's terrible. Well, there are people that say that's terrible, but not lawmakers. You know,
dude, you can literally have this baby. Like, oh, it's a life-saving situation because it will kill you at 23 weeks. You can have this baby. It can be born. It can be put in an incubator. It can live. It can thrive and everything. And, okay, fucking Catholics and pro-lifers bitching about people getting abortions and shit, step the fuck up and start doing something about it. That's also what pisses me off. You know, start driving these girls that can't afford, that have no vehicle to make it to their doctor's appointment. Start fucking driving them. Stop sitting there and bashing them when you could honestly be doing them a fucking favor and helping them out because they all clearly need help or they wouldn't be resorting to getting an abortion. And there you are just bashing them and you're doing nobody any fucking justice.
But at the same time, I can make the same argument over and over again that, you know, with women talking about it's my body, it's my choice, like Miley Cyrus actually tweeted about this because somebody turned around and said how disgusting her cake thing was, and she.
Oh my God! Yes.
And her response was, well, keep your cum out of my cunt. Or some shit like that without permission.
Don't bust a nut in my cunt without consent.
Right,
listen here,
consent.
Miley. If you're not using condoms, you should be more worried about getting fucking AIDS than fucking anything else.
Well, that was my point. Like, that was my point.
Deadly.
That was my point. Women want to talk about their body, their choice. Well, it's your choice to have unprotected sex. It's your choice to have sex with some fuckboy that you don't want to have a child with. Guess what? No contraceptive is 100%. None. Zero. Pulling out is not 100%. Condoms are not 100%. The female condom is not 100%. Sponges are not 100%. Birth control is not 100%. All those combined, though, are better than just straight out raw dogging. Sure. But at the same time, the 100% thing that will work for not getting pregnant, I know you don't want to hear it, is don't have sex. Or at least be choosy with the people you do have sex with.
Just, okay, use a condom. Women, okay, honestly, why do girls not yet all have a fucking period tracker app on their phone? Okay, this tells you the days you're ovulating and the days it is safe to have unprotected sex. And it's like, what, 78% effective? And a condom's like 82% effective. Take the effort and, you know, protect yourself because it's not only pregnancy. Definitely not only pregnancy you need to worry about. You can end up with like fucking terrible fucking STIs. You don't need that. But you know what? You catch the right STI and you're going to be fertile for life. So, okay, I retract my statement now. Go ahead and fuck unprotected. But hopefully you do catch this fucking case of the clap. And, you know, it stays there long enough that it makes you infertile. And there you go. Win-win situation.
And let me be abundantly clear. Nobody is saying on those rare occasions that all the feminists and all the fucking women's right movements want to throw, well, what about rape? And what about, you know, life-threatening conditions? These are rare, few, far, and in between. And again, when it comes to the life procedures, that is between you and a doctor. The doctor will tell you what needs to be done, because it's a threat to yours or the fetus's life. As far as rape is concerned, again, you don't need 3 terms or after birth to decide you don't want the child of a rapist.
Not only
day one after you're raped, they have morning after pills that would terminate the pregnancy before it even becomes a pregnancy. If you don't want the rapist's child, you have ways of getting rid of it before it becomes a child.
Okay, if a fucking young girl is raped, first of all, shut your fucking mouth about what she does with her decision. Leave her the fuck alone, okay? She's dealing with traumatic fucking shit, and you're gonna step in and start dictating her fucking decisions. Okay, this even goes for feminists. Do you not even realize what you're doing to young girls? And like fucking throwing them under the bus for your fucking superiority over your bodies. You're not a rape victim, okay? Don't start putting your fucking mindset in her fucking mind. You're not walking in her shoes. You didn't endure this assault. You're not going through what she's going through. You have no fucking say, okay? Absolutely none.
I agree, but that's my point. It's like, is that it's such a low percent. It's like 1% of abortions. Less than 1% of abortions is because it's due to rape or life-threatening conditions. Less than 1%, which means the other 99% is just simply choice. And again, if you're procrastinating out until this thing has fingers and toes, that's on you.
God, I'm so happy. Like in Canada, it's like legally up to 12 weeks. I know there's one clinic in all of Canada that will do it later than that. But seriously, no one really gives much of a rat's ass if a girl goes and gets an abortion before 12 weeks. We've got like the far and few in between pro-lifers, that will fucking like slam these fucking girls or whatever. But you know what? Her body, her choice, up to 12 weeks. This thing's still technically a fucking like it's not got the fingers and toes, It's not a baby. Nobody makes a fuss about it. And this is why politicians should stay the fuck out of it in Canada. So don't think that because a politician is voting for pro-choice, he's a good politician. He's not. He's going to fuck everybody and take away a woman's right to choose.
See, you put it right there. The decision for the abortion has nothing to do with the government, which is, again, with anything, is the conservative point of view. Less government. We don't want you in our lives. Okay? Now, with that being said, the ideals of an abortion and decisions to make an abortion should be simply the woman and the man. Yes, I know, that's an unpopular opinion. Men don't have a uterus, so they don't have a say. Fuck you, they help create the child, and unless there's some fucking fuckboy who ran as soon as you said you're pregnant, they're going to be there for you, and they have as much a right to say what happens to that child as you do. That's a discussion that you and he need to have, and an understanding that you and he need to make before walking into that clinic.
Most men are pretty supportive of like a woman's choice for an abortion before 12 weeks. Most men will support you. Okay? Most men should be supporting you. This is why you need to talk to them, okay? Because like when you're fucking like depressed and going through emotional stuff because your hormones just changed, a few hours after you have an abortion, you need someone there for you. And he's the only person who's going to understand a bit how you're feeling because it was partially his choice. Men are supposed to support women. So if he doesn't have a uterus, he doesn't get a say. No, women, we need men to support us. We need to talk these things out with the potential daddy. Okay, if he doesn't agree with it, fine, we can still do it regardless. But, most men are pretty fucking supportive. Like, they'll be there for you. They'll drive you to the hospital. They'll wait with you until they call your name, and they'll pick you up. Because they're, like, that's what men are supposed to do.
Right. Men, even if they don't agree with it, if they love you, they'll support you. Even if they don't agree with it, yeah, okay, you take the chance of the relationship going south because, you killed his baby and he didn't want that. But he's still there for you. And he still was included in the conversation, in the choice. That's important. That's very important to anybody. But if you take his choice completely out of the equation for stupid reasons like, oh, he doesn't have a uterus, so he doesn't have a say, guess what? You've already condemned the fact that he's not going to be there for you. He's not going to support you. He's not going to want to be a part of this. Well, fuck it. You do it behind my back. Of course I'm going to hate you. You didn't give me a say.
You don't even have to take into, like, you listen to what he has to say, but it's like, look, it is my body. It is my choice. Regardless of, like, I'm considering your opinion, and that's why I'm asking you, but I'm still going to do as I damn well fucking please. So either you're going to help me, or, I won't regret this decision because I knew you would have been a piss poor fucking dad because you couldn't even drive me to a fucking appointment, Like, men are smarten up pretty quickly when you're mean with them. And I don't mean, like, really mean, to, like, make him feel unimportant or anything. But, enough to be like, look, I need you. Like, men are more inclined to help you if you need them. And especially in situations like that. Mm-hmm. I'm sure with all of this abortion talk going on and everything, every man can see how and it's stupid that women aren't just saying how it affects them. And it's like, well, I didn't get any support or anything and blah, 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 blah. Like, we're not even teaching men how to fucking properly treat us. There's another big issue in the world today.
Well, it's like I said last night on It Had to Be Said when we were talking about the rape issue. where people were saying that men, instead of women not taking responsibility for how they dress or how they conduct themselves, men should just be taught not to rape. Most of us were. That's why most of us don't.
Right?
But it's still
Like,
preventative. It's still preventative for you to take responsibility and measures for your actions.
Exactly. And you know what? Make people step up and be responsible for their actions. Like, look, you knocked me up, so this is what's going to happen. And, you know, the least you could fucking do is pick me up afterwards when I'm all drugged up and, like, all fucking dopey and can't even fucking see straight. And make sure I get home okay. Do that. Like, my God. If, you know, honestly, like, I have a daughter and a son who are both going to grow up in this world, and it's like, I'm probably going to be so fucking hard on them, because it's like, look, you're a lady, you act accordingly. And accordingly isn't all, you know, the feminine, all fucking bimbo, stupid ass shit. But you need to lay down the law to men, because men are pretty, like they're pretty dumb. Okay, everything goes over their heads. And you need to tell men straight up, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is how it has to be done, and now let's do it.
Well, see, that's the thing. You call it dumb, but the difference between men and women, or men are very straightforward. We don't like doing the dance game. Women, let me let you in on the men's brain a little bit. We're direct. You want something done, you ask us directly what you want us to do. Don't beat around the bush. Well, you should know. No, just fucking tell me what you want. You tell me directly, I want a sandwich. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go make you a sandwich. But if you turn around, gee, I'm hungry, but I don't know what I want. Baby, you know me. What do I want? And then I bring you a can of soup. I wanted a sandwich. You didn't ask for a sandwich.
Yeah, see, I've got to, like, raise my son to be like, look, when a woman tells you she wants something, she wants it, okay? You don't ask questions. If you want to keep her happy, you just fucking do it. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. And it's, like, honestly pretty sad that I have to, like, teach my kids this mentality. But, like, with all the, like, rape culture and all that other crap going on, it's like, look, you need to learn how to speak to people, and you need to learn how to reciprocate what they're saying. You're a boy. This is what the expectations that people are going to have on you. You're a girl. These are the expectations people are going to have on you. And I know, like, feminists keep like, well, just because she's a girl, she doesn't have to. Well, just because he's a boy, he doesn't have to either, then, okay?
Right, but here's the deal. Here's the deal. Whether you like the Donna Reed era or whatever else, and I'm not talking about like the 1950s, a husband can smack his woman around type deal, but I'm talking about like the nurturing mother and the hardworking father mentalities that used to be incorporated in most countries, specifically in this country. We had a lot less issues of the world. Now, what is wrong with a homemaker? Somebody who's nurturing and caring and thinks about others before themselves? Or what's wrong with the person who works their ass off to provide for their family? And notice I'm not giving gender roles. I'm saying it could be the guy's the nurturer and the woman's the fucking breadwinner. It doesn't matter. But whatever happened to that mentality where instead of worrying about being a queen or a king, where he should be taking care of me, or, you know, I run this bitch or whatever else, that you work as a fucking team to provide what's best for your family.
Right? Like, oh my God. I was, like, so charmed one day when one guy's like, look, I've got a really good job. We could be together. You don't have to work. You can sit at home and do your art all day. Blah, 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 blah. If you decide you want to get a job, all that money is yours. I'll pay for everything. Just make my lunches. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
and you didn't marry this guy?
Right? Like, I get, like, spending money. I get to do it. I get to sleep in the mornings. All I got to do is make sure your lunch is packed the night before, which, you know, like, I have kids. Like, I'm packed their lunches anyways. I'm like, that's it. That's it. That easy. You know, like, fuck me sideways, okay?
I don't
That's a man right there, okay? And, like, that's what men expect. Their lunch is packed. Big whoopee shit. And you guys want to walk away from this because you're strong, independent women? Fine by me, because there's probably a lot of women in the world that think like me that are just like, wow, I don't have to do jack shit pretty much, and I get to live a life of luxury. Who's winning here, feminist? Who's the fuck is winning?
Exactly. Well, guys, we're going to cut this one. It went a little longer than I expected it to, but that's all right. Guys, Venus, why don't you go ahead and tell them where they can find you?
I'll be on Tinfoil Hat Society right after this. I'll be back next Tuesday with It Had to Be Said with Venus, and Wednesday with Realm of the Mist. You can find me on Facebook, Venus Chance, Roller Nova, if I'm lost that week because of my hate speech or posting nudity. My Facebook fan page, Realm of the Mist presents It Had to Be Said with Venus, or on Instagram at Venus Uncensored, or you can email me if you've got your 2 cents that you want to direct towards me, venusuncensored@gmail.com.
And of course, for now, anyway, you can find me anywhere Realm of the Mist is presented, right here on YouTube for now, and on Patreon, as well as Anchor.fm or wherever quality podcasts are heard. And guys, yes, as Venus said, stay tuned. In a couple minutes, we will also be releasing a brand new Tinfoil Hat Society. So stay tuned, guys. Have a good night.
Yay, Dad's home!
Golly, we have been waiting all day for you so we can listen to the radio.
Daddy, may we listen to Chronicles of the Last Round? Listen to the Lone Ranger.
No, son. You know we only listen to the highest quality, high fantasy, chaos-fueled podcast around.
Oh, shucks.
Chronicles of the Lost Realm podcast. High fantasy chaos for only the most discerning ear. Join us every other Friday to hear what crazy antics these players get into next. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Give us a like at Chronicles of the Lost Realm. Don't forget to check for us on YouTube. Coming to you soon.
Hey everyone, this is John Tolley, inviting you to check out War of the Stars, a Star Wars podcast. Each week, me and my co-host Christopher Stolley discuss the news and theories surrounding one of the largest franchises in the world. So join us every Wednesday at 8 Eastern as we travel to the galaxy far, far away, right here on Anchor FM and wherever fine podcasts are heard.
You know, when you need CBD, vape juice, or a new mod, go to Vape Scorpion. 10859 Boston Avenue, Philadelphia, PA 19116. They are formerly known as East Coast Vapor. They have all your needs, all the equipment, all the juice. And hey, while you're there, sit down, enjoy a beer, bring your own, and just hang out with a bunch of cool people. Guys, if you really need your next vape machine, or maybe you just want to try a local-made juice, make sure you hit up Vape Scorpion. That's 1085 Boston Avenue, Philadelphia, PA 19116. Or give a call to 215-464-8273. Oh yeah, and make sure you let them know that Realm of the Mist Entertainment sent you.
Why didn't the Three Little Pigs go in for some kind of flat share scheme?
Does Jesus get to choose which wine he turns it into?
Why don't Sims have the upper body strength to climb out of a swimming pool?
And does everybody really want to be a cat?
I'm Will Baker.
And I'm Alex Prescott.
And if you're the type of person that overthinks these deep philosophical questions, then Think to the Brink is the podcast for you.
From Disney characters to song lyrics, debates to social etiquette, tune in every week for your dose of paralysis by analysis.
All topic suggestions are welcome. If you can think it, we can overthink it. Think to the Brink. Available on all podcast platforms.
Hey everyone, this is Dak.
This is Liam.
And this is White People Shit.
We are a bi-weekly podcast.
Whoa. Maybe you're bi-week. I'm straight and strong.
It means twice a week, you douche.
Oh. Yeah, listen to us twice a week. On White People Wednesdays, we talk about gay stuff, zombies, superhero sex positions.
And on Featured Peep Fridays, we interview the Featured Peep of the Week.
Yeah, like a fucking...
Just search WPS Podcast and look for the white dude in red pajamas.
We're on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, and else you get your podcasts.
We believe in equal opportunity humor, where all things can be made fun of. So if your feelings get hurt and you're offended, you can always...
eat a dick.
he said that she said, how dare you say that? That's offensive. Well, someone's gotta say it. It had to be said with Venus. Catch the live show Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Check out the recordings at any time. Guest shows weekly. Listener, beware. Mature content, sexual content, trigger warning. Do you dare say it?
Hi, my name's Chris, and I'm here to talk about Realm of the Mist podcast. Realm of the Mist podcast, we talk about all the great entertainment things from movies, music, books, comic books, and many other forms of entertainment, as well as politics, current events, general humor, and having a good time. If you're looking for a podcast that is right up your alley, look no further than Rust Podcast here on Anchor.fm, or where fine podcasts can be heard.
Hi, this is Dave from the Comic Collection at 83 Bustleton Pike in Feasterville, Pennsylvania. Our phone number is 215-357-3332. We are right next to Northeast Philadelphia. We have action figures, gaming, statues, albums, and CDs, graphic novels, other knickknacks, and, of course, comics. Established in 1985, we are your go-to store. Come by and say hello, and say that the guys from Radiocast FM Radio sent you. The address again is 83 Bustleton Pike, Feasterville, Pennsylvania, or call 215-357-3332.
Three-eyed turtle? Is that alright?
What the fuck is a three-eyed turtle?
Who wants a mustache ride?
Are you tired of the same old podcasts with no humor? Well, join us for After Hours, where everything is funny, at least to us, on Anchor.fm, and where quality podcasts are heard.
How the fuck did we get on this?
I don't know.
Fucking FCC started this shit. It's their fucking fault.